In a serene coastal village, untouched by the passage of time, stood a solitary lighthouse. Its presence was a beacon of hope and guidance, its light a constant in the ever-changing tides. This lighthouse, with its weathered stone walls and steadfast beam, was home to Rowan, the keeper of the light. Rowan's life was intertwined with the rhythm of the sea. Each morning, as the first light of dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and orange, he would ascend the spiraling staircase to the top of the lighthouse. There, he would tend to the beacon, ensuring its light never faltered, a silent guardian for the ships that passed in the night. The sounds of the ocean were a symphony to Rowan, the soothing crash of waves against the shore, the gentle whispers of the sea breeze, and the rhythmic flashing of the lighthouse beacon. These sounds filled the quiet of his solitude, a solitude he cherished. In the vastness of the sea and sky, Rowan found peace. He lived by the cycles of the tides and the shifting winds, each day a mirror of the one before, yet unique in the stories it told. His duties were simple, yet sacred. Besides maintaining the light, Rowan kept the lighthouse and its surroundings pristine. He polished the lens with meticulous care, ensuring the light's purity, and swept the stairs free of the sand carried in by the wind. In the afternoons, he would stroll along the shoreline, the soft sand beneath his feet, and the salt air filling his lungs, invigorating his soul. Sometimes, he collected seashells, each a memento of the sea's endless narratives. Evenings found Rowan back at the lighthouse's apex, watching the sunset drape the world in a warm glow. The transition from day to night was a spectacle of nature that never ceased to awe him. As the last sliver of light dipped below the horizon, the lighthouse beam began its vigilant sweep across the darkening waters. Rowan, standing beside the beacon, felt a profound connection to the world around him. The lighthouse was more than just a structure of stone and glass. It was a symbol of hope, a guide for those navigating the uncertainties of life. Nightfall draped the village in a blanket of stars, the Milky Way arching overhead like a celestial river. Rowan, ever the solitary figure, would lean against the railings of the lighthouse balcony, gazing out into the vastness. The beacon beside him, a pulsing heart in the stillness of the night. In this timeless coastal village, Rowan, the keeper of the light, found solace in his routine, in the solitude that was not loneliness, but a companion. His life was a testament to the light he kept, a beacon for those lost in the dark, guiding them home, just as the sea, in its infinite wisdom, guided him. As the chapter of another day closed, and the beacon of the lighthouse cut through the night, Rowan's heart was full. Here, amid the rhythm of the waves and the steady light of the lighthouse, he was home. The dawn greeted Rowan with a gentle kiss of sunlight, casting golden reflections across the calm sea. It was a morning like many others, with the air fresh and the promise of a new day on the horizon. After his morning rituals in the lighthouse, Rowan descended the winding staircase, feeling the rough texture of the stone walls under his fingertips, a comforting reminder of the day's start. On this particular morning, Rowan decided to take his daily walk along the shore earlier than usual. The tide was low, leaving behind a canvas of wet sand and scattered treasures from the deep. He walked with a leisurely pace, his eyes scanning the beach, not for anything in particular, but open to the whims of the sea. As he strolled, the rhythmic lapping of the waves played a soothing melody, a sound that spoke directly to his soul. The sea was calm, its surface a mirror reflecting the sky's ever-changing colors. It was during these moments of solitude that Rowan felt a deep connection to the world around him, a sense of belonging that filled him with peace. His attention was caught by a glint among the rocks, an unusual sight that stood out against the natural palette of blues and browns. Curious, Rowan approached and found nestled in the wet sand a bottle sealed and intact. It was not uncommon for the sea to bring gifts to the shore, but this bottle piqued Rowan's interest. It was clear, with a hint of age in its glass, and inside, a rolled piece of parchment awaited, its secrets held tight by a simple cork. Rowan picked up the bottle, turning it over in his hands, feeling the smooth surface marred only by time and the sea's caress. The mystery of the bottle's origin, its journey across the waves, ignited a spark of excitement in his chest. With care, he removed the cork and gently extracted the parchment within. The message was written in a neat, flowing script, the ink slightly faded but legible. It read, "Whoever finds this message, know that you are not alone in this vast world. The sea connects us in ways unseen, carrying our hopes and dreams across its endless expanse. If this bottle has found you, consider it a sign that your story is part of a larger tapestry, intertwined with the hearts of others. May you find comfort in the knowledge that we are all, in some way, messages in the bottles thrown into the sea of life." Rowan stood motionless, the paper clutched in his hand, as the weight of the words sank in. There was a warmth in the message, a sense of connection that transcended the physical distance it had traveled. The sea, in its infinite wisdom, had brought him this message, a reminder of the unseen threads that link us all. The excitement of discovery mixed with a profound sense of wonder and curiosity. Who had sent this message? What stories lay behind these words? Rowan looked out across the sea, its surface calm and inviting, a bridge rather than a barrier. Moved by the message, Rowan felt a stirring in his heart, a desire to reply, to throw his own bottle into the sea of unknowns. Perhaps it was the beginning of something beautiful, a dialogue carried by the waves, a connection formed not by sight, but by the shared wonder of the vast ocean that lay before him. With the bottle in hand, Rowan made his way back to the lighthouse, his mind alive with possibilities. The message from the sea had sparked a new light within him, illuminating paths of thought that had lain in shadow. Today, the lighthouse keeper had received a gift from the sea, a message that whispered of connections unseen but deeply felt, a beacon of hope in the boundless journey of life. In the sanctuary of the lighthouse, surrounded by the steadfast walls that had witnessed countless sunrises and sunsets, Rowan stood at his writing desk. The message from the sea lay before him, its words echoing in his mind, stirring a mixture of emotions and thoughts he hadn't expected to confront. The sea, in its vast and mysterious ways, had brought him an opportunity, a chance to reach out into the unknown and touch another soul, however distant. The decision to reply was made with a heart full of hope and a mind intrigued by the possibilities. Rowan chose a piece of parchment similar to the one he had found and dipped his pen into the inkwell. The task was simple, yet it felt monumental. How does one respond to a message that had traversed the unpredictable seas, to a person whose face he could not envision, whose voice he could not hear? He began with a greeting, imbued with the warmth he had felt upon reading the stranger's words. To the sender of the message that the sea has kindly delivered to my shore. Your words have found a home with me, a lighthouse keeper whose days are spent in the company of the horizon and the ceaseless whisper of the waves. Your message, a beacon in its own right, has crossed the vast expanse to bring us together, strangers yet connected by the sea's invisible threads. The sea, in its boundless wisdom, has shared your hopes and dreams with me, and in return, I offer you mine. I find solace in the solitude of my lighthouse, in the rhythmic dance of the beacon's light against the night sky, and in the eternal song of the waves. It is a life of quiet reflection, where the sea is both companion and confidant. Your words have stirred a curiosity within me, a desire to know more of the world beyond my shore, and to share the simple beauty of my existence with someone who understands the language of the sea. Let this reply serve as a bridge between our worlds, a testament to the power of the sea to unite and inspire. May this message find you as yours has found me, with a heart open to the mysteries of the sea and the connections it fosters among those willing to listen. Sincerely, Rowan, Keeper of the Light. With the letter written, Rowan carefully rolled the parchment and slid it into a bottle similar to the one he had found. He sealed it with a cork, ensuring its contents were protected from the elements. The act of sending a reply felt like casting a spell, an invocation of hope and the desire for connection in the vast emptiness. The next morning, under the soft light of dawn, Rowan made his way to the shore, the bottle cradled in his hands. The sea greeted him with its familiar song, the waves a gentle caress against the sand. He stood at the water's edge, looking out over the horizon, where sky and sea met in a tender embrace. With a deep breath, Rowan cast the bottle into the sea, watching as it was taken by the waves, carried away from the shore and into the realm of possibilities. There was a sense of release, a relinquishing of control to the sea's whims. The bottle was now a vessel for his thoughts and feelings, a message entrusted to the vast ocean, with the hope that it would find its way to the person who had reached out through the void. As he watched the bottle disappear into the distance, Rowan felt a peaceful anticipation settle over him. He had taken a step into the unknown, guided by the belief in the sea's ability to connect and inspire. The wait for a reply, if one came, would be filled with the usual rhythms of his life. But now there was a new layer of wonder, a quiet excitement for what the tides might bring. Returning to the lighthouse, Rowan resumed his duties with a renewed sense of purpose. The solitude of the lighthouse was no longer just a space for reflection. It had become a beacon of hope, a point of connection in the vast network of lives touched by the sea. The reply, a simple message in a bottle, was a testament to the power of reaching out, of bridging distances with words and the shared love for the sea. Days melted into weeks, and the rhythm of Rowan's life at the lighthouse continued, marked by the ceaseless ebb and flow of the tides and the cyclical glow of the beacon. The solitude that had once been his sole companion was now interspersed with eager anticipation for a response from the sea, a sign that his message had found its intended recipient. Then, on a morning draped in a mist that blurred the line between sea and sky, Rowan discovered another bottle nestled among the rocks at the shoreline. The sight of it quickened his pulse, a mix of excitement and nerves fluttering in his chest. With reverent hands, he retrieved the bottle, its surface cool and slick with sea spray. Inside, the roll of parchment awaited, a silent ambassador from afar. Back at the lighthouse, with the bottle carefully opened and the message unrolled, Rowan read the words penned by Ilara, the sender of the first message, and now his correspondent across the waves. Her reply was a mirror to his own thoughts and feelings, a reflection of the connection they had begun to forge through their shared medium. Ilara spoke of her life by the sea, of the peace it brought her and the storms she had weathered. She described her fascination with lighthouses, those steadfast beacons in the night, and how Rowan's description of his life had resonated with her own experiences. With each word, Rowan felt as if the distance between them was narrowing, bridged by the understanding and shared love for the sea. Motivated by this growing bond, Rowan replied. Their exchange became a cherished ritual, with each message carrying more than just words. It carried pieces of their lives, their dreams, and their solitude. The sea, once a backdrop to Rowan's existence, now played a central role in connecting two souls seeking companionship in the vastness. Their messages grew in depth and frequency, becoming a tapestry woven from the threads of their experiences and emotions. They shared memories of sunsets and sunrises, the fury of storms, and the calm that follows. Each message was a window into their worlds, offering glimpses of the beauty they found in the ordinary, the strength they drew from the sea, and the solace they found in their isolation. The anticipation of new messages filled Rowan's days with a sense of purpose and joy. He found himself more attuned to the nuances of the sea and the sky, seeing them through Ilara's eyes as well as his own. The lighthouse, his haven of solitude, had become a beacon of connection, its light shining brighter with the promise of each new exchange. Their bond deepened, transcending the physical distance that separated them. In their shared stories and dreams, they discovered a sense of belonging, a realization that, despite the vastness of the sea and the isolation of their lives, they were no longer alone. The sea, in its infinite wisdom, had brought them together. Two solitary souls finding companionship in the rhythm of the waves and the flicker of the lighthouse beam. As Rowan penned each reply, he poured his thoughts and feelings into the words, sending them off with a hope that matched the steady pulse of the lighthouse. The messages in bottles were more than just a means of communication. They were lifelines, tethering him to Ilara, to the possibility of a friendship that transcended the confines of their solitary worlds. The coastal night, once a blanket of solitude, now wrapped around Rowan with a comforting sense of connection. Under the starlit sky, he would imagine Ilara reading his words, her presence a gentle whisper in the sea breeze. The lighthouse, standing tall against the backdrop of the night, was a testament to their growing bond, a symbol of hope and guidance in the ever-changing tides of life. The moon hung low in the sky, a silver orb casting its ethereal light over the sea, transforming the water into a shimmering expanse that stretched to the horizon. On this particular night, Rowan felt drawn to the shore, compelled by a sense of serenity and reflection that the moonlit scene evoked. The messages exchanged with Ilara had become a beacon of hope, illuminating his solitary existence with the warmth of connection. With each step along the sandy shore, Rowan's thoughts meandered to the bond he and Ilara had cultivated. The sea, under the moon's watchful eye, whispered secrets in a language only they seemed to understand, its gentle caress against the sand mirroring the soft touch of possibility. The world around him, bathed in the silver glow of the moon, seemed to pause, holding its breath in reverence of the moment. The soft crunch of sand beneath his feet was a comforting rhythm, a reminder of the earth's steadfast presence. Rowan's heart, usually so calm and measured, now danced with the waves, a symphony of emotions that he had not dared to explore before the arrival of Ilara's first message. Their exchange had opened a door to a world where solitude was shared, not endured, where silence was a canvas for the whispered dreams of two solitary souls. As he walked, Rowan thought of Ilara, of the words she had shared, and of the images those words had painted in his mind. He wondered about the shore she walked along, the sights and sounds that filled her days, and the thoughts that danced in her mind under the moon's glow. The distance between them, vast and unfathomable, seemed to shrink under the moon's tender gaze, as if the celestial body itself conspired to weave their separate strands into a single tapestry. The reflection of the moon on the water was a path, a silver road that seemed to lead directly to Ilara, bridging the gap between their worlds. Rowan imagined sending his thoughts along this luminous trail, messages of hope and companionship that traveled on beams of moonlight. In his heart, he felt a deepening connection, a kinship that went beyond words, rooted in the shared love for the sea and the solace it provided. The night air was cool against his skin, a gentle reminder of the passing of time, of the ebb and flow of life itself. The moonlit shore, with its haunting beauty, was a place of reflection, where dreams could be pondered and the heart's quiet desires acknowledged. Rowan allowed himself to dream, to hope for a future where the distance between him and Ilara was not just bridged by messages in bottles, but by their presence in each other's lives. The sea, under the watchful eye of the moon, held their secrets, their hopes, and their dreams. It was a constant companion, a silent witness to the growing bond between two hearts that had found each other through the vastness of its embrace. The lighthouse, visible in the distance, stood as a symbol of guidance, of the light that had led them to each other, shining brightly in the darkness. As Rowan turned back towards the lighthouse, the moonlit shore behind him, he carried with him a sense of peace, a belief in the possibility of connection in a world that often seemed too vast and too empty. The messages exchanged with Alara were more than just words. They were a promise, a testament to the power of hope and the enduring light of the human spirit. In the serene beauty of the night, under the glow of the moon, Rowan felt closer to Alara than ever before, their souls intertwined by the magic of the sea and the whisper of the waves. As the seasons changed, so too did the mood of the sea, reflecting the ever-shifting patterns of life itself. Rowan, ever the vigilant keeper, had witnessed many a storm from the safety of his lighthouse, each one a reminder of the sea's formidable power and unpredictable nature. Yet, on the eve of a particularly gentle storm, as dark clouds gathered on the horizon, there was a sense of expectation in the air, a feeling that this storm was a prelude to something profound. The first drops of rain tapped softly against the windows of the lighthouse, a gentle rhythm that grew in intensity as the storm approached. Rowan watched from his vantage point, the beacon beside him, a steady pulse in the gathering darkness. The sea, a vast expanse of shifting shades of gray, mirrored the sky as thunder rumbled in the distance, a deep, resonant sound that spoke of the storm's impending arrival. Despite the brewing tempest, there was a beauty in the chaos, a majesty in the way the sea and sky joined forces to create a spectacle of nature's power. Rowan felt a strange sense of calm as he observed the storm, a tranquility that belied the tumult outside. It was as if the storm were a cleansing force, washing away the remnants of the past, making way for new beginnings. The lighthouse, a steadfast guardian against the night, shone its light with unwavering resolve, its beam cutting through the rain and mist, a guide for any who dared navigate the treacherous waters. Rowan, standing beside the light, felt a deep connection to his duty, a responsibility that anchored him to this place, to the beacon that was both his charge and his companion. As the storm reached its peak, the wind howling around the lighthouse with a ferocity that shook the very walls, Rowan thought of Alara. He wondered how she was weathering the storm, whether she too found beauty in the tempest, a sense of awe in the face of nature's might. The bond they had formed, strengthened by their shared experiences and the messages that bridged the distance between them, seemed to grow even stronger in moments like these, when the world outside was a reminder of the forces that shaped their lives. The rain beat against the lighthouse in steady waves, the sound a constant backdrop to Rowan's thoughts. He reflected on the messages they had exchanged, each one a beacon in its own right, guiding them through the metaphorical storms of their lives. The storm outside, with its raw power and untamed beauty, was a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit, of the capacity to find light in the darkness, hope in the midst of despair. As dawn broke, the storm receded, leaving in its wake a world washed clean, its edges softened by the rain. The sea, once a churning mass of dark waves, calmed to a gentle swell, the first rays of sunlight glinting off its surface. The lighthouse, its duty fulfilled, stood silent witness to the transformation, its light a constant through the night's turmoil. Rowan, heartened by the storm's passing, felt a renewed sense of purpose. The challenges they faced, both the physical storms and the emotional tempests of solitude and longing, were but part of the journey, steps on the path to understanding and connection. The storm, in its passing, had left behind a sense of clarity, a reminder of the beauty and strength found in the face of adversity, and the enduring light of the beacon that guided them home. In the aftermath of the storm, the world seemed to pause, holding its breath in the tranquil moment that follows upheaval. The sea, now a calm expanse of azure and gold, mirrored the sky as it began its slow transition into evening. It was during this time, the golden hour before sunset, that Rowan and Alara found a new way to deepen their connection. Their recent exchanges had grown more reflective, touching upon the beauty found in nature and the shared experiences that their solitary lives could not fully encompass alone. Inspired by this realization, Rowan proposed an idea in his next message: to describe the sunset from their respective locations on the same evening, creating a shared experience despite the physical distance that lay between them. As the appointed day arrived, Rowan prepared with a sense of anticipation he had not felt in years. The storm had cleared the air, leaving it crisp and tinged with the scent of the sea. He climbed to the highest point of the lighthouse, where the view of the horizon was unobstructed, a panoramic spectacle of the world's edge. The sun, a fiery orb, began its descent, painting the sky in strokes of orange, pink, and purple. Rowan watched in awe, the beauty of the moment magnified by the knowledge that Alara, too, was witnessing this spectacle. He took note of every detail, the way the light reflected off the waves, the patterns of the clouds, and the deepening colors as the sun dipped lower. Meanwhile, Alara, from her vantage point, embraced the same ritual. Though Rowan could not see her or know exactly where she stood, he felt a profound connection to her through the shared act of witnessing. As the sun set, casting its last rays of light, they were together in spirit, two souls connected by the vast canvas of the sky. The descriptions they exchanged afterward were vivid and heartfelt, each capturing not just the visual splendor of the sunset, but the emotional resonance it held. Rowan described the lighthouse's silhouette against the fiery sky, the beacon's light a steady pulse in the encroaching dusk. Alara wrote of the reflections on the water from her side of the world, the colors blending into a masterpiece of nature's artistry. This exchange marked a turning point in their correspondence, transforming it from a series of messages into a shared experience that transcended the physical barriers between them. The sunset became a symbol of their connection, a moment in time that they owned together, a bridge across the sea that no distance could diminish. The shared sunset deepened their bond, grounding it in the tangible beauty of the world they both loved. It was a reminder of the synchronicity of human experiences, the universal language of nature that speaks to all who take the time to listen. In the glow of the fading light, Rowan and Alara found a new level of closeness, a mutual understanding that even in solitude, they were never truly alone. As night fell and the stars began to twinkle in the vast dome of the sky, Rowan felt a profound sense of peace. The shared sunset had not only bridged the distance between them, but had also illuminated the path forward, a journey of discovery and connection guided by the ever-present light of the lighthouse and the endless cycle of day and night that binds all of humanity. The coastal village, nestled between the embrace of the sea and the sheltering arms of the cliffs, had long upheld a tradition that bound its inhabitants together, a festival celebrating the lighthouse and its keeper. This annual event, awaited with eager anticipation, was a time for the community to gather, share stories, and pay homage to the beacon that had guided sailors safely home through countless generations. For Rowan, the lighthouse was not just a home or a duty. It was a part of his very soul. The upcoming festival, therefore, held a special significance. It was an opportunity to open his world to the villagers, sharing the beauty and solitude of his existence with those who respected and valued the lighthouse's steadfast presence. As the day of the festival dawned, the village buzzed with activity. Decorations in hues of blue and white, reflecting the colors of the sea and sky, adorned the streets and homes. Laughter and music filled the air, a testament to the community's spirit and camaraderie. Rowan, taking a rare break from his duties, descended from the lighthouse to join the festivities. The villagers greeted him with warmth and respect, expressions of gratitude for his silent vigil over their safety. The festival was a rare occasion for Rowan to immerse himself in the village's life, a contrast to his usual solitude. Stalls lined the pathways, offering everything from seafood caught fresh from the sea to handmade crafts inspired by the lighthouse and its surroundings. Children ran about, their faces painted with images of waves and ships, their laughter a melody carried on the sea breeze. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in a palette of vibrant colors, the festival reached its zenith. A path of lanterns, lit one by one, led from the village to the base of the lighthouse, a river of light guiding the way. The villagers, Rowan among them, followed this luminous trail, their faces illuminated by the soft glow. The lighthouse, usually a solitary figure against the sky, stood proudly as the festival's centerpiece. For this night, it was adorned with strings of lights that mirrored the stars above, a beacon of joy and celebration. The light from the tower, always a symbol of guidance and safety, took on a new meaning. It was a symbol of unity, of the shared bond between Rowan and the people whose lives were intertwined with the sea. As the festivities continued into the night, with music echoing against the cliffs and the ocean's rhythm providing a natural harmony, Rowan found himself swept up in the joy of the moment. Yet, Amidst the laughter and the communal spirit, his thoughts drifted to Alara. He wished she could witness the festival, experience the warmth of the community, and see the lighthouse in this new light. Rowan shared the festival's details in his next message to Alara, describing the lantern-lit path, the decorations that mimicked the sea's hues, and the collective joy of the village. He wrote of his wish for her to be there, to share in the celebration that so closely connected their lives to the sea and the lighthouse. The Lighthouse Festival, with its blend of tradition and communal joy, was a reminder of the ties that bind us to each other and to the world around us. For Rowan, it was a night of light and laughter, a rare departure from solitude that deepened his appreciation for the community and the role he played within it. And for Alara, though she was miles away, it was an invitation to imagine a world where distances were bridged by light, where solitude was interspersed with moments of connection and shared joy. The days following the Lighthouse Festival were filled with a gentle serenity, the village returning to its peaceful rhythms, and the echoes of laughter and music fading into cherished memories. Rowan resumed his solitary vigil, the festival's warmth lingering in his heart, a beacon of the community's appreciation and shared joy. Yet, amidst the return to routine, there was an undercurrent of anticipation, a sense that the threads of connection, woven through messages and shared sunsets, were drawing close. close your eyes and settle into a comfortable position. Whether you're lying down or seated, allow your body to relax completely. Take a deep breath in, filling your lungs with air, and then gently exhale, releasing all the tension from your body. This meditation will guide you into a deep, restful sleep. As you follow along, let my words be the gentle waves that guide you into the peaceful embrace of slumber. Begin by focusing on your breath. Feel the natural rhythm of your inhale and exhale. With every breath, imagine a wave of relaxation sweeping over your body. Starting from the top of your head, let this wave of calm flow down to your toes, relaxing each part of your body one by one. Now, bring your attention to your mind. Visualize your thoughts like leaves floating on a gentle stream, drifting further away with each breath. There's nothing for you to do right now, nowhere you need to be, except right here in this moment of peace. As your body sinks deeper into relaxation, imagine a soft, warm light enveloping you. This light brings with it a deep sense of calm, filling every corner of your being. With each breath, this light grows brighter, your body feeling lighter. It's now time to let go completely. Your serene place is here to cradle you into deep sleep. With every breath, feel yourself drifting further into this haven of peace. You are safe, you are loved, and you are embraced by the gentle arms of sleep. As my voice fades away, let the calmness and peace you feel guide you into a deep, restful sleep. Your body knows what it needs, and it's time to surrender to the soothing rhythm of your breath, to the quiet of your mind, and to the warmth of your peaceful place. Release all hold on consciousness and allow yourself to sink into the depths of sleep. Here, in this space, healing and rejuvenation happen effortlessly. Let go and let sleep envelop you in its comforting embrace.